English.
I feel like I'm gonna lose my voice.
Tell the story of the Merchant of Venice.
The Merchant of Venice. Okay. So, there was this man named Antonio. He had a friend named... I forget his name. But it starts with Bell or something. It's like Bell something. Bellonio? No, definitely not. But it starts with a B. So the friend of Antonio wanted to go. He wanted to go to a land where Miss Princess Portia was living because he liked Miss Beautiful Portia. Miss Princess Portia. But Antonio couldn't do it. So Shylock, another
Why can't Antonio do it?
oh. Antonio, he can't do it. But he's a prince. Yeah, he's a prince, but he can't do it. Wait, no, he's a merchant. He's a famous merchant. But he can't do it because he doesn't have enough money. But it's only 300, I think. And so, and so, Shylock, a merchant that was jealous of Antonio, he said to Antonio's friend, I can pay for it, but if your payment back, he's telling to Antonio this, if you don't pay me back in 3 months time, I will get a pound of your flesh, whichever part I want. So Antonio's friend said, wait, don't do all of this, just risking it for me. Then Antonio said, okay, he said to Shylock. So his friend got to go to the land where Portia is. And when he got to the land where Portia is, he saw that Portia is now finding a husband. But in the case of her father, they have to pick which casket it is in, silver, gold, or lead.
What is in that casket?
The portrait of Portia.
Okay.
Now,
Complete your story, anak.
the Prince of Aragon tried first, and he picked the golden one. And the golden one said, come and choose this one and get what many men desire. And you know what he got? Death! And then the Prince of Morocco tried. He picked the silver one. And then, you know what it said? This casket will give you what you deserve. And you know what he got? Also death. And so, when the friend of Antonio came, he picked the lead one. And he picked correct. There was Portia's portrait. And then they got married. But there was this one sad thing. When realized that Antonio couldn't pay the 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 wanted the wanted the wanted payment of Shylock, he had to say to his wife, "I'm sorry, Portia, but I have to go back to my hometown in Venice." And so, and so he told the reason why. He said, "Because my friend Antonio, he cannot pay, he cannot pay his, what do you call it? His, like, kind of like, he cannot really pay, like, his debt, debt to Shylock. And so I have to go to Venice." And so, of course, Portia said, "Okay, take 3 times the money." And then, he went back to Venice, and then, they were in court. And, actually, Portia followed, her husband, and, she was disguised as a merchant. She was disguised as merchant, and she was she was like introduced by the Duke, and she was kind of used as the lawyer of Antonio. And the friend of Antonio said, "I will pay you 3 times the debt that Antonio has to pay. Just let him go." Then he said to Antonio's, Shylock said to Antonio's friend, no, he wanted Antonio to have the punishment of getting pound of flesh. And so Portia said, "Okay," said Portia to Shylock, you shall get a pound of Antonio's flesh, but if 1 drop of blood falls, you will give half your savings and half your property to him." But so Shylock said, "Actually, I will just take the money." Then Portia said, "No, it's too late. You have made your decision already. But 1 drop equals, you give your property and half your savings to Antonio." Yeah. Actually, no, not even Antonio's friend could realize it was Portia. But of course, so Shylock actually gave the property to Antonio and the savings too. And that's the end.
Who is your favorite character in Much Ado About Nothing?
Much Ado About Nothing?
Yeah.
Much Ado About Nothing. Oh no! I forgot their names.
Do you remember the story?
No.
Narrate Europa and Cadmus or Pegasus the Winged Horse.
Okay. Okay, so let's do Pegasus the Winged Horse. So there was once this handsome man called Bellerophon, a handsome prince, and he kind of killed his own brother, but he didn't really mean it. But the people of his town didn't know this, so they told his father to kill Bellerophon, but he couldn't do this. But his father couldn't do this, so he went. So his father sent him to. His father sent him to. His father sent him to another place where there was this queen in the place named Anaya. Yeah, Anaya, and the king, Probis or something. The king his wife was Anaya. Antaya. But Antaya liked Bellerophon. So she tried to get Bellerophon to like her, but she couldn't. So once, when the king wasn't at home, she told Bellerophon to be in bed with him, but he didn't want this. So because he didn't want to disappoint the king, so he said no, and she was really mad at him. So she told her husband a lie that Bellerophon liked her, yeah, when she was the one who liked him. And of course, and the king, he believed his wife, but he didn't know how to kill his. His visitor without disappointing the gods. Because if you kill your visitor, that's kind of like disappointing the gods. You disappointed the gods because you killed your own visitor. So, he sent Bellerophon to Lycia. But Bellerophon, and so Bellerophon, he went to Lycia with a note that Probis, the king, gave him, and he folded it, and it was actually a message to Antaeus' father, Iobates, the king of Lycia, to kill Bellerophon. And so when he got to Bellerophon, he gave him the letter. And so he read the letter. Iobates read the letter, but Iobates didn't know what to do because he also knew that he couldn't kill his visitor, so he didn't really know what to do. So then he thought of it, and then he got an idea. He said to Bellerophon that there was actually a monster in Lycia that couldn't be defeated, but there was actually a monster in Lycia that couldn't be defeated called the Chimera. And so he told the Chimera, he told Bellerophon about the Chimera, and he said to Iobates, and Bellerophon said to Iobates that he would try and defeat the Chimera. And then so Iobates said, well, okay. And then he thought his plan was perfect. Now, Iobates thought his plan was perfect. Now he will kill Bellerophon without killing him himself. So now, Bellerophon, while he was going to the Chimera's kind of like place, he realized what he had put himself in, and then he realized what he had put himself in, and he wished that he didn't have had agreed. And so he prayed to the god. He prayed, and the goddess Minerva heard him, or Athena, and so she sent the Pegasus, who was said to have climbed out of the Medusa's head when Perseus had slain her, and the Pegasus went to him, and they went to the Chimera's place, and then the Chimera, he started trying to breathe fire at Bellerophon, but he couldn't reach him because he was flying in the Pegasus. But the fire didn't hit the Pegasus or the rider. And so didn't hit the Pegasus or the rider. And so Bellerophon got his bow and arrow, and then shoot, he went to the Chimera on the head, and then he shot at the body, and then the Chimera dropped dead. And everyone was really amazed, and they were really happy for Bellerophon. And Iobates, who thought that Bellerophon was dead, he was actually amazed, and he couldn't help but thank him. So this was his thank you. He let him marry his daughter, and have a piece of his kingdom. And then Bellerophon, he would have lived very good in Lycia if it wasn't for his desire to go up to the heavens. Zeus, as he saw this, and that shouldn't be any man's dream, he struck he struck Bellerophon for trying to go into his like his kingdom, and so he got struck, and then he kind of got a bit pilay, not really pilay, but he kind of became a homeless man, a homeless beggar. And the Pegasus went back to the heavens. Well, he became a homeless beggar and died a homeless beggar. Yeah, that's the end. I'm sorry, but yeah. Sorry, Bellerophon.
Tell what you know about Vanity Fair or Doubting Castle. Either of the two.
Okay, so let's do Vanity Fair. So Vanity Fair is the city of the wicked prince. It jails pilgrims sometimes. It sometimes jails pilgrims, and I know.
What happens there and what do people do there in Vanity Fair?
First, what happens there? Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's not. Sometimes there's a cage. There's a cage in the market where there are prisoners inside of the cage. The people of Vanity Fair like seeing these people in cages because they are pilgrims, and they do not like pilgrims. They hate pilgrims. Also, Faithful died there. Faithful died there. And people there are very nasty. But there was this one girl that took care of Christian, who was not actually nasty. She was the wife of one of the soldiers there, and she was kind of nice. She was actually nice. But she kind of wanted Christian to stay there. But he said he couldn't because he had to but he said he couldn't stay there because he had to go to the celestial city. Christian was really sad when Faithful died there. Yeah.
You said a while ago that Vanity Fair is the city of the wicked prince.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from jailing pilgrims or making the lives of pilgrims hard and terrible. What do the people in Vanity Fair ordinarily do? What can you find there?
Okay. So actually, the people of Vanity Fair, they kind of try to persuade the little pilgrims to stay there so that they can forget about the celestial city. They persuade little pilgrims to stay there so that they can forget about the celestial city because Vanity Fair looks beautiful, but the celestial city is actually more beautiful. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. Tell me your favorite part of the wind in the Willows so far.
Oh. Okay, so my favorite part was actually when Mole and Ratty had their first picnic together. Because a lot of other animals joined them except Badger because he likes being alone in the wild wood. But Mole wanted to invite Badger, but Ratty said they shouldn't. And so actually Otter went with them in the picnic. Otter found them in a picnic, so he kind of joined, but he went into the water.
When did they go on a picnic?
when they first boated together.
Ah, okay. Why is that your favorite? That's all? That's all
Yeah, but
that you can tell about it?
ano, I really like it because I like that the two friends are bonding when they first met each other. Yeah. I like the two friends are bonding when they met each other. And here's another favorite scene. When they met Badger. But the start of that, it wasn't really nice. I didn't really like the start of when they tried to meet Badger because Mole got lost. But when they met Badger, Badger was actually pretty nice. And when they woke up, they saw two hedgehogs. I think they were hedgehogs. At the table eating breakfast. I feel like they were cute. There was an older one and a younger one. Billy and another one. They didn't say the older one's name, but the little one, I think its name is Billy. And I think they're really cute. But they left. Yeah.
Why are those your favorite scenes or parts of the story?
I already explained the first one.
Okay.
So the second one, I like it because they met a new friend and I guess two other friends, but I don't think they're ever gonna meet those two other friends again. But I feel like those two other friends look cute.
Okay. That's all?
Yeah.